Okay, before we get it started, I'm just gonna get the excuses out of the way.
Okay.
So,
okay. Excuses.
Back is tight as hell.
Okay.
Okay. Traffic took me twice as long to get here,
Okay.
so I'm running late.
Okay.
And I'm running on 3 hours of sleep, so that's out of the way. Anyways,
Awesome.
We are back for episode 3 of Going Low with Dylan Brunt. So we're working on my golf swing, so I can lower my handicap by the end of the year.
All right, let's do it.
Cool.
So since we met last time, we were talking about setting the angle at the top a little bit better, which is shorter for you. You use the longer length to give you more time to square up face or whatever it might have been that led to that. Now we're shorter. How's that been going?
So pretty much since I've seen you, I've gone to work and I've been in the hallways just doing this without a club in my hand. So I'm practicing it.
Okay.
So hopefully it's going to muscle memory.
Okay. Let's see.
But yeah, so we'll see. This is the first shot of the day.
So initially, I'd just like to see you stand a little taller. I think you're set up a little more bent than you need. That's not necessarily going to change the outcome, but let me get just a touch taller. Yeah. Okay. Something more like that. You bend a little too much at the waist.
Okay.
Then it kind of brings your hands underneath you. So a little bit taller will kind of move the handle up and away from your legs a little bit.
Okay.
You won't feel like you're trying not to touch yourself here. So swing plane's really good. Club's in the perfect spot up at the top, and then you kind of come down and start getting a little bit behind yourself and whipping this club around.
Okay.
So the first thing I want to do is just find out what happens if I try to get you to keep your butt back. Just letting this club work down in front of you instead of getting blocked out by your right leg.
Okay. Sorry, yeah, I'm not firing on all cylinders.
That's okay. That's okay. So basically I want your arms to go in front of your body when you swing. And see that right elbow? I want you to feel like this right elbow can get to your left pocket.
Okay, right elbow, left pocket.
Yeah, much better. Much better. And you're like me, we get a little close where if our hip just gets out in front and our elbow gets stuck here, we start wrapping around or hit a push. For you, you wrap around. I'm more of like a push guy. Just depends on how our hands react. But yeah, let's make sure the hips stay back out of the way so we can move through.
Okay. And just so you know, I have no clue what I'm doing.
Okay.
All I'm thinking about right now is hand to pocket.
Okay.
So
yeah, right elbow to left pocket.
Right elbow, left pocket. Okay. And that went straighter.
Okay. Yeah, not bad, not bad. So here's a drill I used to do. Let's say that right now, see where my right elbow is?
Okay.
See how my arm was able to flow through there, right? Something like that. What happens on your bigger swings, when you start pulling your arms down a little bit and then your leg kicks out, you get this, and then you start wrapping around. And we can see how that went over to the left.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to get back to the ball, but man, don't slice it, hook it.
Okay.
So it creates all this shape here. So simply just getting the arms moving in front of the body, and then we start adding that lower body rotation. But we can see how my arms are still free flowing instead of getting stuck here.
Okay.
I like that a lot. I want you to keep your hips back out of it though. Don't worry about getting the hips going just yet. Yeah, love that. Love that. Let's do that again and now just keep the face open. That was good, it just closed. Yeah, good. Good. I'm really happy with that. It probably felt a little like forced. I could kind of see some of it, but
for sure,
I'm happy with where that's at. Let's do that a couple more.
I do like one little change with you and I'm like, oh, it actually works. Where in my head, I like try to do things and it's just like, okay. Yeah,
love that. Love that. I'm gonna get that on video.
I should just go to the course and do that. So nice little
it's
arms
such a
only.
good shot right now.
Yeah, dead straight, predictable.
Okay, so that one not quite as good as the previous, and I love that you were using these videos, like adding these in. Let's take a look at that real quick. Okay. But see this right knee kicking out, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm concerned about, is that right knee kicking out, that elbow starting to get there. And look at where your right elbow's at, and how that is gonna get stuck.
Yeah.
Right, you're basically blocking your arm's movement. You're just taking the hips out of it. But your hips fire that way, so now we want the hips, so 12 o'clock being target, you were firing, let's say like 1, 2 o'clock. I want you to fire towards 11 o'clock.
Okay.
front.
So also that move that you're saying that I'm doing wrong, I know that I do that all the time because I film myself now playing golf all the time.
And see that elbow?
I also hate it. I think it just aesthetically looks terrible. I would go back and I was like, dude, I just wish I had a pretty swing, and I look at it, I'm like, I don't.
Yeah. Much better on the lower body. I know you didn't hit that well, but I can see that your hip stayed where it needs to be. Commonly, this would be called, I wouldn't really say this is early extension, but we have hip flexion, we have hip extension. I would say more of it being your right leg wanting to fire this way. It is bringing you into early extension of the hips, so the hips are extending earlier is what that term means. And that right knee's going there, pulling your hip this way. You can't keep bending this way, so you stand up as a reaction. And then as that hip goes there, elbow gets blocked and everything else gets messy. So we're working hips back, so anti-early extension, proper leg work, and then the elbow in front.
Yeah?
Yeah, kind of feeling like you bank back to the left. I'm gonna hop in there. I'm gonna film one here, slow-mo. We'll get it on that camera as well. And I don't think this is as comfortable as people would expect for such a slower movement. There. As we look at the video, we'll see how my hips are kind of getting out of the way here, and yet my arms are still passing through, supporting the face instead of there. When it shows up, yeah, there you go.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
Like I am trying. Like I feel like I'm like falling backwards.
So your rehearsal's good. So currently your legs, they like to go there. And it's very common, but ideally what's happening is the left hip's going back, and now this space is where the right hip's gonna go.
Okay.
But for you, you fire the right leg and it goes over there because this left hip's here.
Okay.
So I want you to feel more like you kind of bank on the inside of your feet. Yeah, inside of your right foot, outside of your left foot. Instead of going straight into those toes like that.
Okay.
So slow, conscious. Yeah, a lot better. Yeah, great job there. Let's do that again. That was good.
Just like,
that was good.
so
yeah, your legs
funny.
just got out of your way. Go ahead and set up again.
Okay.
Go ahead and hit.
Oh, Jesus. Whoa.
That's okay. But you see how I tried to prevent it from going towards the ball?
Yeah.
Let's do one dry, no ball.
Okay.
So let's have you just go up to the top. Okay. Now try to push forward on your knee, but see where my hand's at? Try to miss my hand. I want you to go towards your left heel. So rotate into your left heel. There, yeah, good. So something more like that, where this right leg is actually creating force that way and pivoting instead of that way.
Okay.
Yeah, arms just don't know what to do when you're working on your legs.
For sure.
Very common. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's quite straight.
Yeah. It is a lot to think. I'm like starting, I'm like, okay, stand tall, serial box, arms short, hand to pocket.
It's a lot. It's
Yeah.
a lot. So all of that stuff's good.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to get worse at something to get better at something else.
For sure.
So in this moment, like the serial box, I love that, right? Like that was the highlight of the last video.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not what's important right now.
For sure.
But are they different stages of the swing? So in this moment, I'm saying we don't need to have our mind on everything. Sometimes our goal is to get better at one thing, not others. However, if it's during the backswing, fix it there, pause, then refocus for downswing stuff, right?
For sure.
So maybe for you, backswing was like, load up the hip properly without sliding, try to feel wide. Okay, done there. Now, hips are gonna stay back at 11 o'clock, elbow's gonna go through, right? Like in stages where it's backswing, downswing stuff. Ideas.
But one thing that I think you'll appreciate as a coach is you tell me something, I'm freaking trying it, you know? I'm gonna try to put that in and.
Yeah, a lot better with the arms. A lot better with the arms. It should just feel like now they're kind of just going right past. There's nothing like getting in the way, and so So we just need the face a touch more open, otherwise it's looking good. Hip kind of fired into you there. Better, better. Yeah, I just got to get rid of that twisting in your hands.
Okay.
Yes, that was so good. So much better with your arm. It's getting better, but this elbow doesn't quite ever get to here. It kind of comes down and stays here. So now I want you to feel like this right elbow is a little closer to your left. Just to try to get rid of some of this elbow out here. So hips are looking a lot better. Hips are ultimately the most important. We started with arms, but we realized it's the legs that are the problem.
Let's just, we're just gonna hit another one right there.
God, good strike. Really good strike.
Those two swings were exactly the same in my...
Between that and the shank?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what we're doing with the hips is what's gonna help minimize the shank. So hips got to stay back. Okay, let's go back to some with just really keeping the hips out of the way and just moving through with the arm. So elbows together, and then arms are just moving in front of your waist for right now again. We kind of lost that. Not bad. Close, very close. You just don't have the hips back on that one. Out here. I feel like you're really trying to stick your butt back. More, stick your weight, like feel like you're over here on your heels.
Okay. I thought I was trying to stand up more.
Yeah, at setup. So up, pause. Throw your hips back. Yep, now arms underneath. Yep. Now, I might have been blocking the camera. Was I even filming? I was. I don't know if I got it on camera. I was just busy watching you. So we're working on how do we get that elbow to fire through, which is keeping the hips out of the way when they rotate.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that. Push the hips back, face open. Good. Good, so that'll be the good video. Can't go anywhere. So your elbow's here, your hips there. Now, I was successful at this when I first started. Jim Furyk is still successful at this. What Jim Furyk and I did differently, and I'll do this for the camera, is I had so much hip slide that by the time I was at impact, my hips were already here and I was hitting with my arm behind my body.
Yes.
That's what Furyk does. You're here. We don't need this to happen, or we don't need to get to this Furyk position. We just need it to stay here because that's actually better for the way your spine is going to be oriented.
Okay.
But that's what's happening. So there, and now we're starting to see this elbow pass through, and then it won't have this block and flip. I went and bought a little 2-pack lavalier on eBay.
Oh, what?
These are called lavalier. You never heard that word, huh? Uh-uh. So the lavalier microphone.
Okay.
That was that's still like the accepted term for it, where it's like the one where you're wired up with a mic pack and all that shit. So a lavalier.
Okay.
I went and bought my own.
Nice.
Because at this point, like, I'm having fun filming shit with you, and I'm like, man, I just needed a better mic for my own filming.
It does improve the experience. But I will say, I love playing golf. It's kind of why I got into this whole thing. I've been doing it for a while now. It is not fun to have to do all the setup while you play. Totally flips when you have someone else doing it. Once you have someone else doing all that stuff, it is so much fun.
I have so many course vlogs filmed, none of them edited.
Yeah.
We were filming everything, man. We were doing road trips to Arizona, Palm Springs. I have so much footage, and then you'd sit there, and I edited one video in 3 parts. First video had like subtitles and like not animations, but like transitions, and like it had an intro. And then the second video was like the raw version. And the third was like, I don't even want to touch I'm not cutting this, just full file, right?
For sure.
Good, yeah, you're just so uncomfortable keeping that face open, but I think because that goes out to the right, you've got to do that.
Yeah.
So now we're here, we don't need that. So yeah, let's just keep working it, feeling like the face is sideways. It's so hard for you to keep it open, huh?
So hard.
Start it with it open, I'm curious. Yeah, So normal grip, don't change the grip, but just twist it open and try to keep it there as we're doing the same thing. Even more open, like, yeah. So keep your grip the way it is. Set open.
Okay.
And I want you to try to keep it there and swing. So we're still working the hips and the arm, but keep the face where it's at. Okay, good. That's fine. Yeah. Now I know how uncomfortable that feels right now, but I loved that. What I love seeing is this right elbow right here.
Okay.
Instead of it being there and flipping over. So much better.
It just feels like I've never swung a club before. Just something
here's
brand
now
new.
It's good though. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Now we're going to take that and we're just going to add to it. So the progression, arms. Now a little bit of turn, arms. Then all the way up. Look at where my arm's at, right? Never gets trapped behind my body. The 69 was or 68 was the winning score for the high school tournament today. Here.
Fuck those kids.
Yeah, love that. Just keeping the face open. Yep, even better, even better. Try to feel here for the face. Yeah, that's my favorite one right there. That was my favorite one. So you usually tend to get a little flippy with your wrist here.
Yeah.
So I gave you that feeling, and then that was perfect. That little low punch fade. Okay. Love that.
Yeah.
That's what you should be striving for with this drill, because it's the exact opposite of what you came in with.
Yes.
So we're working hips back, low punch fade. Not wrong. Not the best result, but that's not what's important.
Here, before, I just have to get this out. I've been doing the Jim Furyk type hips thing.
Okay, yeah.
With good results.
Okay. I did too.
It's bad, isn't it? It just like...
Yeah, see, like, there's no balance, none of that. Like,
I do notice...
So we're going to film one of mine face on, and we're just going to see what I do. In fact, let's get you one more time.
Yeah.
So we're going to look at the comparison of how you move your legs versus what I was doing. I don't do it anymore, but I should still be able to. Okay, go ahead. Okay. Let's see. Man, it's been quite a while since I've had to do this. Yeah, didn't hit it perfect, but tried to just throw a ball out there. So when we look at that, you're gonna see how I get my hips so far out of the way.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter.
I can already feel it in my back. I don't like it.
Yeah. Not good for pain.
Not good for longevity.
Okay, what I wanted to talk to you about. So, goal to be scratch. We were sitting, what was it, about 20 handicap? Is that what we talked about?
Brother, put some respect on my name. I'm a 14.
Okay, 14. I don't remember if you gave me a number last time.
No, I don't think I've ever given you a number.
Yeah, I don't think you gave me a number. So I think that was a conversation I had with somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay, 14 to scratch. So average scores right now, like 82 to like 88-ish.
Yeah.
Then. How would you say your chipping and putting is? How many times do you 3-putt per round?
Oh, 3 putts, a lot. Chipping.
Okay.
So I think the best part of my game is a lag putt. I think
Okay.
the worst part of my game is like the putt that goes into the hole.
Okay. What's the average distance you have after a lag putt? Too far to be making it, obviously, right?
Yeah. So like
then
still
maybe you're
like...
not as good at lag putting as you think. So chipping and putting for a scratch golfer is spent, or they spend more time on that than anything else, right? We do need to get to this point in the golf swing where we don't feel like the swing is what's letting us down. So I would agree that we're in the right spot right now. You don't need me for putting, okay? Putting's 4 things. Do you hit it straight? Can you aim it straight? Do you get the speed? And then can you read the break? You don't need me for those, but there are some things that I'll be able to see that people don't know what to think about. But if you're filming yourself, you might catch some things. Chipping. Chipping is about controlling the speed of the ball, the launch angle of the ball, and the direction of the ball. If you just focused on really quality contact at any speed in the world, working face to the right at any speed, face to the left at any speed, have weird stances, still make good contact, right? Mm-hmm. So with chipping, what I would say first is make sure you can hit the ball no matter what. Other than it being too far, right? But you can see how quickly I can just kind of bounce around. Yeah. Now, could I bounce around with stuff like that and control the face angle? Okay, left. I'm probably gonna hit 2 balls there. Right, back to left, back to right. So the conversation was, be really good at contact while controlling angles and speeds right now, even if the technique may not be perfect. If you know you can hit the ball no matter what, we can then prioritize something else. Okay. Like for me, I know I can hit the ball, so then open the face, no problem. Okay. Close the face, hit it handle forward, handle behind, stand taller, something like that. So I would want to see you be able to do something like that, where I just throw a pile of balls and you can stand in one spot hacking at them and not really miss one. Okay. So that's a good way to work on chipping, because you're going to have situations where the ball is not on a flat ground, it's uphill, or let's say this is a boulder and your ball's there and you've got to stand like this and swing. Yeah. When making good contact is going to go a long way. And then your chipping distance control. So quality of contact obviously matters. Direction affects distance for chipping, because left is low, right is high. Okay. Very short chips, low chips go into the ground. A chip with higher loft will float more. On long distances, too high ends up going up, not out. So it's kind of tricky which one is going to go farther. Your distance control is going to be your length, your tempo, and your launch angle. So launch angle and ball position. And then how far did you go back? And then I said tempo. If I told you to move at 30 mile an hour, I don't know what that is. But if I was like, hey, tomorrow I want you to move at 30 beats per minute, you could pull up a metronome and sit there and count to that. 1, 2, 1, 2. So something like that for your chipping. And that's kind of where I'm wanting us to end here, is just a big conversation about you spending a lot more time on short game right now. Okay. So that way, when I want to work on it with you, when we decide, okay, short game is our game or our goal, we can go on the course. I'm not going to have to worry about whether or not you're going to hit the ball all the time. So chipping and putting was the conversation I wanted to have with you today. Okay. So that it opens your mind that you got to start doing that kind of work. Okay. Off camera. Yeah, yeah. So that way, when we're on camera, you already got most of it under control. Okay. Back to the full swing. Hips back, elbow in front. Let's hit some more. Okay. So yeah, definitely a detour there, but the detour we need if our goal is to get to scratch.
So scratch was kind of like, I don't think I'll ever be scratch. I just want to get better.
I don't think it's improbable. Okay?
Don't say that to me.
I think people think it's harder than it is.
I want to shoot in the 70s.
Okay.
Like consistently.
So that's our next goal, 70s.
Yeah, yeah. Like realistically, like I don't think I'll be scratched by the end of the year. I think it's just like a good.
Yeah.
I just want to get better.
Yeah, love that. You just can't get rid of that face wanting to snap over. Start it with it open to create that feeling. Yeah, there you go. Love that. Love that. So that's what I want you to spend your time on, is just working these open face, hip back shots. That way we can get rid of this that leads to that, and then everything that comes with it, where all of a sudden it's a push because you didn't flip the face. You flip face a little bit, okay, it's a push draw. Flip it too much, it's a hook. Everything in between. So hips back, elbow in front, and then you can learn to keep the face open. And then with chipping, we had a ton of ball positions, different lofts, different face angles. Anything else you want to do before we wrap up?
No, my back is in shambles, but
it's just not in the way. A little thin. Let me hit a good shot for the camera before we're done.
Only gonna leave the bad ones in.
Okay, I'm good with that. I'll take that one.